Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, the Most High, our Creator and our power, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, our Savior, and our Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls JC. His name is Yahweh Shai. Halamla, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. And salutations, peace, blessings, and safety be unto the hopeful elect out there. You know, and we another day closer to the downfall of Esau, man. And every day we're gonna continue to hasten in this nigga's destruction, man. Every day, you know. And this is why it can be vexing, seeing Jake be so comfortable and be so content, understanding the captivity that we under, man, and how wicked the Edomites are, man. How wicked Esau, the so-called white man, beginning with their elite, are, just their characteristics, man, and just their nature, as the Bible identifies him as the wicked, man, and he shows who he is every single day, man. He has never gotten better. He has never, been sorry or felt bad or had any kind of remorse for the wickedness that he's done in the earth. This man is waxing worse and worse and more wicked every day, man. And you just find out more and more BS that he's involved in, man. Just further proving that he's the one written about in Job 9:24, man. When it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? If Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is not the devil that the Bible speaks of, the wicked, okay, the sons of the wicked, who is? And this lesson, right, as it's entitled, if he speaketh fair, believe him not. All right. This is why we're not gonna feel sorry for any of you Israelites out there, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that's falling for this man's fallacy, his falsehood. You walking hand in hand with him. You want him to be saved. You wanna be partners. Be in partnership with the devil. You wanna be on his side, man. You wanna be cordial with this man. We're not gonna feel sorry for you when that serpent bite you, man. I just seen a video. Brother shared it in the chat. In the state of California, they're trying to put in place this law to where they're trying to put in place this law that makes it mandatory to add folic acid into the tortillas, right? It's already a mandate in place from the FDA, right? From the year 1998, there was a FDA mandate, which that right there in itself should raise red flags. It should already be a concern. But anyway, there was a FDA mandate put in place in 1998 that made it a requirement to put folic acid as an ingredient in all enriched grain, including rice, pasta, different grains. But it wasn't mandated for corn, what they call it, corn masa, or I forget the name they use, but pretty much corn products, like tortillas and other corn products, man. So from 1998 up until now, we understand, right? It's a known fact that Latino women are some of the most fertile women out there, man. A Northern Kingdom women be putting out babies like it's nothing. There's never been any issues with you know infertility when it comes to Latino women, as well as birth defects is not a common thing among the Latin community, man. Northern Kingdom. If there are any kind of birth defects, there's other things that play into it. Lifestyle factors and different hereditary things. Things like that. But just based off of food, right? And this is how it can't be more obvious that Esau is on the attack. He's on the hunt, man, because he's targeting the Latino community, right? By making it a mandatory law that these factories and different um warehouses that produce these corn tortillas, right? And everybody knows that the Latin community, right, the Northern Kingdom, they consume corn tortillas the most out of pretty much anybody. Yes, everybody eats them, you know, but we all know that that's a common thing amongst the so-called Latinos, man, especially Issachar. So out there in California, it's a lot of Issachar out there. So out of all the different laws and the different more important things that their government or their lawmakers can be handling, they're focused on corn tortillas. Now, even though the Georgia Guidestones, the actual stone itself was taken down, that agenda um has not left, man. That agenda still stands. That what was written on that stone, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. And again, we understand that so-called Latino women, they're some of the most fertile women out there. And the fact that they want to target the corn tortillas, understanding that hey, that's like an everyday thing with Jake, man. They can eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So for them to make it a mandatory thing to put folic acid in there, that's it couldn't be more obvious that they want to reduce, you know, birth. I'm gonna just say that they want to reduce birth numbers, right? They claim that folic acid, which folic acid is pretty much a man-made false version of vitamin B, okay? Which you can get, I believe it's B12, vitamin B12. And you can get that from many different leafy greens, man. All you got to do is eat leafy greens, eat healthy. And you would think somebody who's in their right mind, somebody who, a wise ruler, right? Because the scriptures tell you, Sirach 10, a wise king will instruct his people, okay? If you was a wise king, you would encourage and promote more healthy eating in your community, in your kingdom. You would make it easier to obtain healthy eating. You wouldn't make it to where all the healthy food is fucking expensive and prices is shooting through the roof, and the junk food and the bullshit, the shit that's really killing you and destroying you and causing birth defects, like the artificial dyes and the preservatives and so on and so forth. All of the bullshit that you see on that ingredient list, you would think that you would take that shit out and make that to where if you really want to eat that, which it shouldn't be available anyway, but if you're gonna have it, if you really want to eat that, we're gonna make it hard for you to get it. We're gonna make it expensive, and we're gonna make it to where you got to spend a nice amount of money if you do want to eat bullshit. But no, it's the opposite, because the devil is in rulership, right? We have a fucking evil, wicked man in rulership, and everything that we see is a reflection of who he is, right? As the scriptures tell you. So instead of, right, which folic acid is again, it's a man-made thing. It's a man-made ingredient. The real thing is folate. Okay, that's what our body needs. It needs folate to produce, red blood cells and to pretty much um produce or rather repair cells, man, in our bodies. We get that naturally from the earth, man. It's a well-known thing that the healing comes from the meat of the earth, man. Okay, the meat of the trees. So we can get vitamin B12 and whatever other vitamin, mineral, and nutrients that we need from the earth that the Lord has provided. But this man, he goes and puts a bunch of shit in the lab and creates these different artificial versions, right? Because this is all a part of him wanting to be the Most High. This is all a part of him striving against his maker, thinking, oh no, well, whatever was there already, it's not strong enough, or it's not perfect. We're gonna take it and we're gonna go into the lab and we're gonna alter it and we're gonna make it better. We're gonna make it right. You know, like they say, why hast thou made me thus? They strive with their maker, thinking, what they say in the NLT version, stop, you're doing it wrong. This is the mind of Esau, thinking that the Most High made mistakes, or that he wasn't, that his technology or his creation is outdated or something. We dealing with the devil, man. Okay, but the whole point is, right, he wants to implement this folic acid into the corn tortillas, knowing that Jake eats that on a regular daily basis. And I looked up on Chat GPT, I said, what are the possible, because you gotta finesse Chat GPT. I said, what are the possible negative effects of folic acid? And they gave me a list of shit. So I'm gonna just go through it real quick, and then I'm gonna get some precepts, man. All right. So it gave me a list of like 7 different things, man. All right. Number one, it says um, making vitamin B12 deficiency. Oh, excuse me, masking vitamin B12 deficiency, right? Because again, folic acid is a false man-made version of folate. Folate is the real thing. Folic acid is the man-made version of folate. Okay, so your body is a foreign thing to your body. Your body, it has sensors, so to speak. It has things that you know it picks up on that's natural to your body, and then other things that's foreign to your body. Esau made it to where your body it can trick your body, and your body is thinking it's the real thing when it's not. This is the devil. He did that diligent search, man. Okay, so it says possible harmful effects. Number one, masking vitamin B12 deficiency. Right, high folic acid intake, which again they're trying to put it in the corn tortillas. Again, they could promote healthy eating. More vegetables, more green leafy vegetables, and so on and so forth that have that supplement in there, or they can even provide the supplement in capsule form, the real thing, real folate, not folic acid. All right, but if you're putting it in the corn tortillas, there's no way to measure how much you're taking in, how much you're eating. Okay, when it comes to things like that, you have to measure, you have to dose. If you just eating corn tortillas, and Jake, again, they eat it a lot. So if you just eating corn tortillas on a daily basis, you over consuming it. It says high folic acid intake can correct anemia caused by B12 deficiency without fixing the underlying nerve damage. This is why he's called the physician of no value, man. Because his intention, his goal is not to heal you, it's to treat you. When you're treating something, you're masking the problem. You're not getting to the root cause of the problem and eliminating the issue altogether. No, you're masking it to where you're okay for a little bit, and then the problem comes back, and then you're okay a little bit, and then it come back worse. And next thing you know, it's like a car, right? Our bodies is very similar, or rather, the car is very similar to the human body. If you got an engine problem, the engine is like the heart of the vehicle. If you have an engine problem, instead of going directly to the engine and fixing the problem, you're fixing things that, based off of the issues with the engine itself. Yeah, the engine, it has issues with it, but it's going to cause other problems throughout the vehicle. You may have a fuel problem. You may have a air problem. So on and so forth. Whatever it might be. Instead of going to the root cause of the problem, you fixing little things, little cheap things on the vehicle, and then your car is good for a little bit, but then another code pop up. And then next thing your car start vibrating, and then next thing you know, that bitch break down. That's like the human body, man. Esau just wants to treat you to where you keep coming back, and he can use you as a form of income, and then you just die off, and he just move on. He don't really care about healing people, man. It says the second bulletin. It says this can delay diagnosis and lead to irreversible neurological damage, such as numbness, tingling, balance problems, cognitive decline. That don't sound like fixing the problem to me, because they say the whole reason behind wanting to implement this folic acid into the corn tortillas is to bring down the rate of birth defects. Nobody, this not, it's not a thing. They're just making up shit, and they're not giving Jake a choice. They're not saying, oh, this is an offer that we have. You can agree to it if you want to. No, they're saying, oh, you ain't got no choice. This is what we doing. If not, your business is gonna be shut down. They're not giving Jake a choice. Okay, they're not really focused on, because if anything, the birth defects are more common in Edomites than anything. They be coming out all fucked up, but they trying to make that a thing about the Latino community. That, oh, we're trying to bring down the numbers. Since when do you fucking care? Since when did Esau care about birth defects and any issues dealing with Jake? This nigga is the devil, man. And I'm gonna get some scriptures in a minute, Salaki. I'm continuing on. Number 2, it says neurological and cognitive effects with those high doses. It says excess folic acid may be associated with headaches, irritability, sleep disturbances, confusion, and in rare cases, seizures, particularly in people with epilepsy. Okay. Number three, it says potential cancer concerns with dose and timing dependence. Okay. Folate like you. Your body needs time to process it, man. Okay. It's just like anything, man. Any herb or supplement, you have to take it in healthy amounts. You can't just over consume it and overload your body with anything, because your body needs time to process it and send it wherever it needs to go, and eliminate the excess, or dispose of what's not necessary, so on and so forth. The body is a function. It's a computer, man. And you throwing off the function of the computer when you implementing bullshit, especially foreign things that's not even supposed to be in your body. It says some studies suggest that folate is protective. Excuse me. It has protective effects against cancer at normal dietary levels. Possible increased. It has possible increased risk of uh, colorectal or prostate cancer. Right, when you take it in high doses. It says the let me see. Also, they say it's typically you're supposed to take less than 1,000 mcg per day. All right. So let me get some scriptures first, and then I'll come back to what ChatGPT said, because there's more to this than just should keep on muting me, man. All right. It says his mouth is full of curses and deceit, fraud and oppression. Under his tongue is mischief and wickedness, injustice and sin. He lurks in ambush in the villages. In hiding places, he kills the innocent. He lies in wait for the unfortunate, the unhappy, the poor, the helpless. He lurks in a hiding place. Excuse me. He lurks in a hiding place like a lion in his lair. He lies in wait to catch the afflicted. He catches the afflicted when he draws him into his net. Right, constantly laying snares and traps. Constantly acting like he's trying to help you. We all seen what happened during the 2020 situation. Oh, we gotta help out the Negro, Latino, and Native American community. This is what he said. We have to help out them because they've always been last, and it's their turn to be first. We're gonna let them go first. And it's like he don't know how to be genuine. It's not a genuine bone in this nigga's body. So when he try to put on this persona like he's being genuine, it just comes off so phony and so fake and obvious that he's full of shit, man. Esau is full of shit, man. All right, he act like he care, man, but he just can't. He's Esau is he's patient, but he's impatient at the same time. If that makes sense, he's patient in his pride because he think that this kingdom is gonna go on forever. All right, so he's willing to wait it out so that his agenda can manifest, so to speak. But when it comes to him wanting things when he want it, how he want it, if he don't get it how he want it, he start getting impatient, and his wickedness start to show. He start gnashing his teeth. Like when Biden was talking about, oh, our patience is running thin. He was speaking on behalf of the elites, man. Because Esau is very impatient when it comes to getting what he wants. That's the nature of Esau. And I wasn't even thinking about Esau, literally Esau, when he couldn't wait to eat. Talking about he about to die, and he can't wait. He needs, he needed that pottage. He needed that, that meat, man. right then and there. He couldn't wait for it to be done. But that's the nature of Esau, man. Continuing on, he catches the afflicted when he draws them into his net. He crushes his prey and crouches, and the unfortunate fall by his mighty claws, right? So this man is on the hunt right now. He's on the prowl, trying to get as many people as he wants to, and that agenda still stands. He still wants to cut us off from being a nation, man. And he's heavily targeting the Northern Kingdom right now. Out of all the things you can be putting your energy and your resources towards, you worried about some fucking corn tortillas and birth defects. There's so many other things that you can do. So many things that you have control of that do actually cause birth defects aside from fucking corn tortillas, man. All of this bullshit, these paragraphs of ingredients that you have in your food, take that shit off the shelf. And then that's one aspect of many different problems that you can take away that causes birth defects. But no, this nigga is the fucking devil, man. Proverbs 26 and verse 24, and this is in the NLT. All right, it says people may cover their hatred with pleasant words, but they're deceiving you. And this especially goes for Esau, man. Salakia. It says people may cover their hatred with pleasant words, but they're deceiving you. They pretend to help. They pretend to be kind. They pretend to be kind, but don't believe them. Their hearts, which is their minds, are full of many evils. And this is Esau, man. That in the KJV, which is where the title of this lesson come from, right? If he speaketh fair, believe him not. There are 7 abominations in his heart, man, meaning a complete number of wicked thoughts in his mind at all times. The scriptures tell you that he sleep not unless he cause something to fall, and his sleep is taken away. Unless it's like it said, his sleep is taken. He sleepeth not unless he have done mischief, and his sleep is taken away. If he doesn't cause something to fall, roughly paraphrasing it. All right. So if he's not living out his nature, if he's not fulfilling his purpose, which is to be wicked, he's uneasy. All right. It says their hearts are full of many evils. While their hatred may be concealed by trickery, their wrongdoing will be exposed in public. Right. The Lord is revealing this man for the man of sin that he is. If you set a trap for others, you will get caught in it yourself. If you roll a boulder down on others, it will crush you instead. So this is the fulfillment of the Lord allowing him to complete that level of wickedness, man. He has a pinnacle that he has to reach in wickedness. All right, his sins has already reached unto the heavens, and he's reaching that bound. The Lord has set bounds upon him, which is a restriction, right? It's only so much wickedness he can do in the earth, man, but he's getting to that level. Okay, especially him doing what he's doing against the Lord's chosen people, man. The apple of his eye. All right. So he gonna end up being, carried headlong. He gonna be disappointed in his devices, man. All right, let me get the rest of this chat GPT and then I'll finish off. All right, because this man is not to be trusted even a little bit. All right. So back in this chat GPT, it says number 3, it has potential cancer concerns. All right. Oh, I just read that one. So let me go to the next one. All right. So an excess amount of folic acid can cause cancer. But they ain't gonna tell you that. They're not gonna put that information out there. And Jake is smart, man. Jake, to an extent, Jake know what's up, man. They know that Esau has ill intentions, right? Because as I was watching the video, this older lady, right? This older Issacharite lady, she's the owner of a restaurant, and she said, man, we've been eating corn tortillas for generations, man. She said that the corn tortillas that they serve in the restaurant come from the manufacturers, right? From the factories, but her and her family has been making them from scratch for generations, and they've never had any issues. So she was like, do we really need to put this in our corn tortillas? Is it really about health? And she's asking those questions, and they expected Jake to just be like, oh, okay. But Jake ain't stupid, man. They may be simple in a lot of other ways, but some things is like they know what's up, man. You devils have been doing the same thing, playing the same humble role for many generations, man. And Jake is on to you, man. The world is on to you as the wicked. Okay. So number 4 in ChatGPT, it says unmetabolized folic acid. The body has a limited ability to convert folic acid into its active form. Excess intake can lead to unmetabolized folic acid circulating in the blood, which has been associated with immune system changes, reduced natural killer cell activity, and possible cognitive effects still under investigation. All right. And all of this is, they got to use that verbiage, man. Oh, possibly, and you know, still being studied, and so on and so forth. All right. So if all of these things, right, and I'm not even done. I got a few more. If all of these things are possible effects of excessive folic acid intake, why is this something that Esau is trying to put? And this is something that's being promoted by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Come on, man. It says gastrointestinal side effects, common but usually mild, cases of nausea, bloating, gas, loss of appetite, bitter or unpleasant taste, allergic or hypersensitivity reactions, skin rash, itching, breathing difficulty. And then it says potential side effects in children include excess folic acid exposure, especially from fortified foods and supplements, has been linked to some studies, like possible increased risk of asthma and behavioral and neurodevelopmental effects. So, contrary to what they claim to be doing with this mandate, it's actually doing the opposite, right? They're trying to bring down the numbers of birth defects, but some of the possible side effects, and this is Chat GPT. This ain't my words. Okay, this is your system, Esau. Your tongue is falling upon you, man. It said the possible side effects in children, right? Which this is what this is all about, right? Excess folic acid exposure, especially from fortified foods and supplements, has been linked to some studies to possible increased risk of asthma, behavioral and neurodevelopmental effects. Okay, so what it's really saying is this, a large amount of this shit is gonna fuck you up, man. Let me get these last couple scriptures, man. Sirach 10, Sirach 12 and verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, and understand who the chief enemy is, man. That's Esau Edom. All right. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, right? And when it comes to iron and iron rusting, it's a known thing that when it comes to rust, man, you can't scrape away rust, you can't wipe it away. It's always gonna eat forth. It's always gonna eat through that metal, man. The only way to get rid of rust is to cut out the rust. It's the same with cancer, man. Okay. It says verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Meaning what? Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may you do good that are accustomed to do evil, right? This is his nature. This is how the Heavenly Father programs him to be wicked, destructive, all right? No good piece of shit, man. This is how the Lord created him to be. And that's all he knows. That's all he's able to be. Who can make straight that which the Lord has made crooked? And vice versa. Who can make crooked that which the Lord has made straight, man? All right. So for Jake that's trying to vouch for this man and justify him, you off. All right. Verse 12. There's no such thing as a good Edomite, man. Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith, right? Keep these things in your mind, lay them to heart. of his characteristics and his nature, man. All right, because every time he gonna show you who he is. Okay, don't try to be partners with him. Don't try to walk hand in hand with this man, because he gonna get over on you every time. Verse 13: Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Right, because you know the nature of a wild beast. You know the nature of a serpent, man. The nature of a serpent is to do what? To bite. They're predators. The nature of a wild beast is to be a wild beast. You can't expect a wild beast to have domestic behavior, man. It's a wild beast. Okay, so the same with Esau. If you know that this man is identified as the wicked in the Bible, don't expect anything other than him to be the wicked, man. If you do, nobody gonna feel sorry for you, because you the one that was deceived. You the one that were naive, man. Verse 13, Slaki, verse 14. It says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is so one goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity. Okay. For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. All right, because he's always looking for that opportunity. Okay. Just like this, man. Again, out of all the things he can be putting his resources and time and energy towards, he's worried about Jake putting folic acid in their corn tortillas, man. You couldn't be more obvious that you have a evil agenda, man. You don't care about the well-being of the, you know, the birth, the children of Jake, man. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. That's those 7 abominations. But he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And to undermine means to diminish, right? To weaken. And that's his agenda. He wants to weaken you. He wants to bring you down. He does not have good intentions for you, man. Excuse me. Verse 18, he will shake his head. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. Yeah, Esau's a fucking shapeshifter, man. And man, he gonna show his hand every time. All right, he gonna speak these nice, sweet words unto you. He gonna make it seem like he has your best interest, and then that knife gonna appear out of nowhere, and he gonna attack you with it, man. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick, man. Hey, this devil, man. Hey, again, we another day closer to his downfall, though, man. Hey, keep on praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to shorten the days and bring justice and judgment to Esau in this wicked kingdom, man. You know, keep throwing up the curses on this devil and his kingdom and all of our enemies, man. All right, but hey, he only got so much longer to get away with what he's doing, man. Lord willing, I pray this lesson was edifying. And with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. And double honors unto the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety to the hopeful elect out there. And DTA Baba Ball, Kwame Yashala. Till next time. Shalom.